And we are live. I'm joined by Jonas Magard. Jonas, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
We've really got, both of us have got our fingers crossed for the Wi-Fi on both ends
Yeah,
this time
yeah.
around.
I hope it's gonna hold.
I also interviewed Frans, your opponent, the other night, and we had Wi-Fi issues as well. So it's a
Yeah,
common
okay.
problem.
Yeah,
So I had to get you on because when this fight was announced a couple of weeks ago, or less than that, I think, I was just so excited. I think this is one of the highest level bantamweight fights that they can make outside of the UFC. You guys,
yeah,
I'm a big fan of both of you, like been in some amazing fights, beaten some amazing opponents. How do you see the fight going?
yeah. Pretty much the same actually. I feel like it's a very nice fight. It's a very good matchup. Uh, yeah, it's probably one of the best matchup you could do outside of the UFC. So yeah, I totally
Yeah.
agree with that.
I love it when top level opponents agree to fight each other as well. It's one of the best things about MMA is when you see the best fighting each other. And I just think, what a treat for the fans.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, you don't see that often in boxing anymore. So yeah,
Certainly don't. And he was cut from Bellator in like quite strange circumstances. I think more to do with whatever is going on at Bellator rather than his performance because his performance is he was 3-1. He'd beaten some big names. His last fight was coming off a loss to Corey Tate. Have you studied much of his fights or do you not do that?
yeah. I've studied the fights like usual. When I have an opponent, we look through the fight. I look through it myself, and my team is taking a look at that. So yeah.
He's
So
expecting you to want to grapple in this fight, he said. So, how do you see it going, or do you not want to tell me?
it's MMA. It can go either way. We have been putting a pretty good plan together. I feel me and my team. So yeah, it's not a grappling match. It's not a striking match. It's a MMA match. So yeah,
Yeah.
everything can happen.
Anything can happen. That's why I love it. And we've said before, you've been knocking on the door of the UFC for a while. Surely a win here against such a big name in Frans Mlambo, surely that must be the one that gets you the call.
Yeah, that's what you hoped for. So yeah.
So the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is I read somewhere that this is obviously I should have said at the beginning the first title defense of your bantamweight belt. But I read like a little while back that you had turned down an opponent to defend the belt against, and the fight exclusive night were going to strip you of the title. Was there any truth in that, or was that a rumor, or where did that come from?
So there was a lot of negotiating with my management team and Finn, and yeah, there's a lot of things going on there, but we found a good solution. I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did they come up, or how far later on was it that they came up with Franz as an opponent? Because from what I can tell, this is a bit of a short notice fight and a short camp for both of you.
Mhm. The thing is, I'm always in camp, so it was perfect for me. I've already planned my trip here to England to do some training, so it just fitted perfect. I could put it in as my camp as well. So yeah. Um, but yeah, it came I think his original opponent got injured, and then I got offered it, and I was like, I feel like it's a good match.
And so the opponent that they originally offered to you, what happened to him, or why did you not want to fight him?
It's my management that it was gonna be statistic. It was not like a fight we wanted to make there. I think, but I like it's just the management like taking care of all these things. Like what way I'm going in my career. So I'm just there to fight. The rest they're taking care of. If they say go, I go. If they say no, we want to go a different way, I have to believe in them. So I think there was some things with the fight maybe they didn't like, or there were some other things going on as well, some other opportunities that came. So yeah, it was a bit of like a funny situation, but I'm just lucky I have a good management team that take care of these things for me.
Who are your management?
I'm on the Vita Sports Management and the Ruby
Of course.
Sports. Yeah.
Of course. Well, this amazing fight came out of it, so they obviously know what they're doing, and yeah, couldn't be more buzzing. So I want to talk about your last fight, which was where you won the belt. Pure dominance. It was a really amazing performance from you, but I just wanted to touch on the finish or the not finish because it ended up
Yeah.
as a decision officially. But there was a stage in the fight where we all thought it was over. It looked as though the referee
It was
stopped the
over. It
fight.
was over.
You stopped
Yeah.
fighting. I
Yeah.
think he had his hand on you to like stop you
He jumped
fighting.
on me, put his hand on me, and that's like the rule. When the ref puts your hands on you, you stop the fight. They even opened the door to the cage. So
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And the time went off when you see the broadcasting. The time went off as well. So yeah,
it definitely
but
felt like this kind of confusion went on for a couple of seconds as well. And it seemed as though your opponent said he was fine. And so the ref then went, okay, carry on. But what
yeah,
did it seem like in the moment? What was his reason for allowing it to continue? Do you know?
I have no idea. I think he changed his mind. I don't know. I have no idea. I just know if I was have been the other end of it. If it was me who had been knocked down like that, I'm 100% sure they would have stopped the fight. So I think it's like a hometown thing, But that's what we expected going into this fight.
Yeah, and I don't know the ref either, or to know like I don't know how much experience he has, or in.
There's been a couple of like things going on in Finn before with bad like decisions and stuff like that from the ref, but yeah, it is what it is. We just carried on and got a win.
So how difficult is it to get your mind back in the game? Like first of all, you must be angry, and people always talk about an adrenaline dump as well when you think you've finished someone and then you've got to carry on. Did you? I mean, from outside looking on, you just looked professional and like you carried on with the job. But how did you feel?
I felt like a bit upset, of course, but you cannot put like too many emotions in when you're fighting, and that comes, of course, with time. But we were also like prepared for things like that could happen. Me going into Poland, fighting their hometown town guy. So yeah, it was in the back of my mind that these things could like occur.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like all experience is good experience. Like the more fights
Mm.
you get, the more weird stuff happens, and the more you just like learn to
It's
roll
a
with
fight.
it when you're
It's a
in there.
fight. Nothing is planned. Everything can happen. That's like the beauty of it, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And I guess the fact that Frans is from Ireland, you're not fighting a hometown guy this time. Hopefully, the playing field will be a bit more level.
Like I must say that the love I've got from Poland after my last fight it's out of this world. Like I really feel like I'm like the hometown guy now. Yeah,
Yeah.
because yeah, they just love me over there now. It's like
I saw a ton
crazy.
of comments when this fight was announced, like people saying how, and even Fenn put on the post that you won the hearts of the Polish people in that fight.
Yeah, and I really feel that like a lot. So it's gonna be. I can't wait to come back and fight for them again. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. Yeah,
They're great fans to have on your side.
very good. Yeah, and I don't think people really realize how big the MMA scene is in Poland. Like it's so big.
Yeah,
The MMA scene there is like huge, but people outside of Poland don't really realize it. But it's almost like a national sport over there.
yeah,
Like
definitely.
I
And
got
this is the
stopped in the
second biggest
airport
show.
and stuff. Yeah, and I got stopped in the airport and stuff. Even when I got home to Denmark, like some people from Poland from the same flight was like stopping me in the airport to take pictures and stuff like that. It was like, but
That's got to feel
it was
good.
a, yeah, it was a nice like feeling, of course. So I really got like I already knew how big MMA in Poland was because I have a good friend who's from Poland and he's been telling me. But to be there and experience it on yourself, it was like yeah, very big.
Yeah, I think they've got a great MMA scene over there, like a big following. Like you say, it's almost like a national sport. They love fighting. So if you get them on side, it's like you've got a whole nother country behind you. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's going to be massive going into this fight, having their support. In terms of the referee, can you say that you don't want him again, or could it be him in this fight? Would you have any worries or concerns?
No, it is what it is. Like to be honest, there I don't care anymore. I cared in the moment and the days after, of course, but yeah, it's fighting. It's not the. It's a. In the end of the day, it's a fight, and 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 I think he knows what he did, and people are like living and learning. I still
Yeah.
got the win, so yeah,
100%. And Danny from MMA UK is in Manchester Top Team Gym today, doing some
yeah. I just saw
interviews
him
with guys
actually.
who've got fights coming up. He's training at Manchester Top Team now because it's down the road from him, and he's loving it. He said the other day he was like trying to concentrate on class because there was like you and Lerone and Kane and like some others all
Yeah,
sparring together, and it's just like the level there is just amazing, isn't it, Jonas? That I'm sure the training's off the chart.
the level here is it's crazy. Like I've been here from like the start when we were still in all powers gym, and just to see the level like grow, like it's done. It's crazy. Like the other day, yeah, we was in the cage and we have like Saul Rogers, we had Musa, we had Ron Murphy, we had me, we had brave fighters. It was a lot of the Russians from Dagestan was in there, and we were just doing like wrestling high level. It's like yeah, it was some pay-per-view rounds going on there.
It's immense. It's absolutely immense. Me and Danny are both so high on Manchester Top Team, and Carl and Andrew and all the guys you've got there, and like iron truly sharpens iron, and to see
Hundred
you guys
percent.
just leveling up in every fight is just awesome to watch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. I'm so happy I got out here. I wanted to come out like earlier, like last year, but because of Corona, it was a bit hard and everything was locked down as well. But just to come in now and see how the gym have developed, it's amazing. Yeah.
So how is this your first time back at MTT for how long? Have you been able to visit at all during like the COVID lockdowns?
No, I think it's the first time since when I fought Liam at Cage Warriors. I was
Oh
out here.
wow,
So
quite a few
yeah,
fights ago then. Was that three
yeah.
fights ago?
I think it's actually just one fight ago.
Oh okay.
Because of Corona, it was like everything was closed down and stuff like that. And then we went to Spain and the fight did go through and yeah. So I
But
was
you
fighting
feel like
Cage Warriors and then
you still managed to get in the kind of high level training that you need?
yeah. My gym in Sweden has been open all the time, so it's not been a problem at all.
So was there no period of time in Sweden where you couldn't train?
Actually, there was a little period of time in Sweden up to my last fight where I couldn't really train like, but I just did my own thing in Denmark and got some guys in and did some sparring with them and training. So yeah, actually I got Corona as well, like 3 weeks out of the last fight. I was struggling a bit
Seriously?
with that too. Yeah. So
And that fight ended up going the distance as well. That didn't affect your gas tank
yeah,
at all then?
no, my cardio was better than ever. Like
That's
so,
insane. Straight after
yeah,
COVID.
yeah. I
When you
think I
think
had
how
it like
long... Sorry, go on.
yeah, I think I had it like for a week. So a lot of guys in my gym got tested positive with it, and I was feeling sick. I thought it was overtraining because I was preparing for a fight. I lost my taste and stuff, and then my fiance went to get tested. She got tested positive, um, and I was like waiting to get like a test results, but at that time it was already out of my body. So when I got tested like a week after, it was not in my body anymore, and I just did like hard cardio and stuff. Even though they say afterwards, I learned that it's the worst thing you could do, but like I was feeling out of breath, so I was like, I need to like push harder with the cardio, and that's what I did, and yeah,
It's amazing how it affects different people differently,
yeah,
because
it's
people
crazy.
like Hamza have obviously been out for a long time and even thought of retiring. He was struggling to get over it so much. And Cody Garbrandt was kind of flatlined for a long time with it. But I'm
Mm,
glad to
mm.
hear that you just managed to train through it.
Yeah, just did like I was a bit like in the start when I just felt it. I still thought it was like overtraining and stuff. So I was like, okay, because I had it before where I lost like a bit of taste because I've trained so hard. Um, and I got tested there and there was nothing. So I thought it was probably just the same. But then everybody around me just got tested positive. So I just like put two and two together and figured out that it was it. And this time the taste, like I lost the taste for a longer time, you know. It was a bit more like strong than when I did with the overtraining. But yeah,
How
in the
long?
meantime, I was just a couple of weeks, I think. Yeah, maybe more. Yeah. So yeah, we just pushed through and yeah, I just took it as an experience as well.
That's amazing. You just beat the shit out of Corona. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a
Well,
little bit like thinking going to 5 round for the first time, but yeah, I felt very good in there.
and you looked at, like, of all the, they were hard, even though you were very dominant, you were very active in all five
Mm.
rounds, and you would never have known that you'd been through that. Like, your cardio looks, insane. So
Yeah,
I mean, congratulations on that fight and winning the belt. I always say that you won that fight twice.
yeah, that's what we think too. But yeah,
Yeah.
sadly,
And
it's
this
not on
one
the
is,
record.
yeah, it should be on there twice.
Yeah,
And this one is just, I think it's an amazing fight. Just as soon as it was announced, I was just thrilled for it. It's on this Friday. Coming the pay-per-view. I looked it up. I'm pretty sure that I've worked it out right. It works out to about £5.50 in
yeah,
UK pounds. Um, for people to buy it, and it's worth it for this fight alone. But I'd say it is a really good show. I really
the
enjoyed
show is
watching you on it
amazing. Yeah,
last time.
thank you.
Um, and it's going to be a good one for anybody who doesn't know about it. Like, we'll put the link on under the interview, but you've got to get involved just to see these two go to war. Like I said, I really think you're two of the best bantamweights in Europe that aren't signed to the UFC yet. I think you'll both end up there, and it's going to be a wicked, wicked fight. Is there anything else you wanted to say before we go, Jonas?
No, just thanks for the support and like yeah, reaching out for this interview. It's always nice to talk with you.
It's lovely to talk to you. You take care, stay safe, travel
Thank you.
safe, and yeah, I can't wait for next Friday. It's going to be electric.
I can't wait either.
Take care.
You too. Thank you.